This is a homebrew podcast.
Welcome back to Mythcraft, the podcast, the ties that bind. Let's go around the table and meet our intrepid investigators, starting with Roger.
Geist, let's see where the wind blows us today.
Alex.
Gregory Orso, here for the scoop.
Andy.
Nix, I really don't want to go to this wedding.
Maggie.
Mia Coraheen. Charmed, I'm sure. And if not, you'll do well to pretend.
And Mal.
Nicholas Truby. My buddy Sheldon's getting married today.
And I'm your MC, Nathan. Let's jump in. Welcome to a shining city gilded with glitz and glamorous nightlife like perfume masking a stench. A city of dazzling revelries and frantic hedonism that draws one's eye away from the dark and bloody alleys stained in soot where crime and drugs run rampant, or draw one's eyes away from the smoke-belching factories where children lose fingers and limbs on the regular. Welcome to the capital of Falf, a city of filth and of faith, a city of corruption and compromise. Mobsters and cops and judges alike turn a blind eye when the price is right. A city where laws protect the lawless, where connections are everything, where guns punctuate the terms and conditions, and where currency is lead. Welcome to Dirge. On this bleak midwinter day, we hone in on the Tovarian Temple, an immaculate shrine to the Celestial Council. The sanctuary is always a breathtaking sight. Gorgeous golden statues of the council line the walls. Grand marble columns uphold the vaulted ceiling, and blue and gold stained glass bathe the sanctuary in heavenly light. Herbs and incense sweetly scent the chambers. Today, the temple is even more stunning than typical. White rose bouquets line the pews and the walls. Garlands of flowers run along the inner center of the pews, cordoning the center aisle as a magnificent corridor. A wedding procession is underway. This wedding, open to all the public to attend, has drawn many prominent figures from the city. Seated side by side, you might see mobsters and politicians, but I repeat myself. Turning now to our heroes, 3 of you are seated in this auditorium. What brings you to this wedding ceremony? Where are you seated? How are you dressed for the occasion, and what do you hope the day will hold for you? Let's start with Nyx.
Yes, you'd see tucked away, probably as close to a wall as possible, maybe the back. Depends where her friend Gregory is sitting, because she's definitely going to be sitting with Gregory. But she's going to be trying to make herself as small as possible in this room. You would see a young elf, very young for an elf, actually, just in her 40s. She has this dark black, almost purple skin, very reminiscent of nighttime, of darkness. But she's got these white freckles that kind of look like the night sky across her skin. She's got long silver hair and a nose ring that kind of brings the whole appeal together. She's wearing a brand new dress. She just bought it probably that morning. And it's a simple dress. It's a nice dress of just almost green chiffon, very flowy, and these big ass high heels that are laced up to her knees that are black and green to match. And one of the most striking things about her is her eyes. She's got these deep emerald eyes that have almost a slight glow to them, like the moon in the night sky. So, like I said, she's here. She's hiding. She doesn't want to be here. She's only here because this is a cobbler wedding and the cobblers own the establishment where she works, so she feels like she's expected to be here, and she's just trying to make it a positive experience if she can.
Awesome. And you mentioned you're sitting next to Gregory, so let's hear from Gregory next.
Yeah, Gregory's absolutely sitting in the back next to Nyx. I'm trying to keep a low profile at this wedding. I'm gonna take notes, see what the deal is with this couple. It's kind of an odd coupling. He's a human. How old was he? Wow, I'm like losing my train of thought. He's a human. He's 25, 26 years old. He's kind of post-college in his first job as a columnist. He works at the Red Line Press. He's really getting his career going now. And he's here for this wedding. He is assigned from Carlo, his boss at the Red Line Press, to kind of scope things out, learn some more about the guests, the family, and just get information and see what's going on, see what he can bring back about the family, like I said, that is getting married to the Cobblers, relatively unknown family. I don't think we've got the name yet even. He and Nix are in the back. He's wearing a very nice suit he got from Carlo. It's a very nice herringbone suit, super fitted. It looks great on him. Just like to the T, perfect pocket square, like little handkerchief and everything, just perfectly fitting suit. Even though it's not his, it still fits him just great. Kind of he'll lead over to Nix and be like, the dress looks great on you. Is it new?
Yeah, let's not talk about it.
Well, I know it's not what you're usually used to wearing, but, for the occasion, you look great. It looks great on you.
Thanks, Gregory. This is gonna suck. We both know that, right?
Well, I'm not particularly fond of weddings, but, we've got to be here for more than just the wedding. Gives a good reason. And it's always nice to be in a nice setting. I mean, look at it's a beautiful, beautiful temple we're in, isn't it?
It's a beautiful temple, and, for once, I don't even need to worry about making drinks either, so I'm looking forward to the night. Gregory, your sister Tristan would be sitting on the other side of Nix, so she's there along with the two of you.
Oh, I know. It's just, you get a night off, you get to have a nice time in the wedding, and it's just great place. And you, Tristan, you look just dashing. Love to see you like this. Not so...
Beautiful, Tristan.
Doesn't she? So much better than when she's at Rhonda's. No offense.
I'm just gonna turn my attention back. I can't deal with you right now. I'm just gonna watch the lovely ceremony. Lastly, Geist, introduce yourself and your appearance and your demeanor. Where are you kind of in the sanctuary?
Well, this might not be the typical scene that we find ourselves in, but getting away from the shop, the Whispering Winds, is, well, it's refreshing. We brought the fresh air, in fact. We have a job to do, so we better make our way towards the center. We don't want to stand out too much, but we need to be seen as helpful to make headway with the Cobblers, at least to a certain degree. Geist would be a 6'3" air elemental with a dappling of bluish-gray skin. He has these large, black, puffy eyebrows that almost look like clouds resting on his face. He's picked out a suit that he's had for a number of years, but hasn't necessarily had a good enough reason to put it on. It has 2 tails trailing off the back. It's a gray pinstripe suit, and rather than being form-fitted, it's remarkably loose and flowy. There seems to be this natural air or this natural wind that can't help but surround him, so there needs to be something that shows that off, that picks that up. And while it's not the most respectable of top hats, he is wearing a small of stature top hat with a cane that he's brought out. It appears to have that of a Talon Eaglefoot at the bottom, with the head of an eagle towards the top. He's sitting somewhere towards the center of this area. Again, there's some intentionality placed here. Can't be too close to the front. You can't be too far from the action. You need to be right in the middle of it. My purpose for being here is to wait. I have a mission. I have a job. The gentleman sent someone that they trust, and I do not think I'm going to let them down today.
Fantastic. So each of you are in these various locations throughout the sanctuary, and you're watching this wedding procession as it is underway. Father Lannery stands at the podium in his snowy white vestments. Next to him, the groom, Sheldon Truby, looks incredibly dapper in his gray 3-piece suit. The processional begins, and Sheldon's 2 older brothers, Pete and Bill, make their way down the aisle, escorted by a couple bridesmaids. And then the best man and maid of honor make their appearance. And with that, Mal, would you introduce us to the best man?
Yeah, so Nicholas Truby is also in a gray suit. It's his fancy wear, so we're just gonna say that he's not upstaging the groom by Truby standards. He's got kind of like a dusty gray maroon button-up shirt underneath with just like a lighter purplish tie. And because we're not outside, he's not wearing his coat. And he's got very, very perfectly shined, like mirror glass shoes on that are brown because blacks and grays he doesn't think tend to mix very well. And he's got kind of orangish brown hair and greenish blue eyes. And he's about 5'8", 5'9", maybe 5'10" in the shoes. But he's just beaming from ear to ear. This is like a holiday. It's like Christmas for him that his essentially his brother's getting married.
Amazing. And after the best man and maid of honor take their place on stage, the music stops for a moment of quiet anticipation. Father Lannery wordlessly beckons for everyone to stand as the organ begins again. The ushers pull the doors open, and the bride stands radiant in the entryway. Maggie, will you introduce us to the bride?
Mia Coraheen. She is the youngest daughter of a formerly well-to-do maid family. She's a halfling, about 3'9" in height, attractive build, always dressed to the nines as best as she can afford. Her hair is a shade of auburn that most people would have to pay for, and her eyes are a sort of violet blue with a purple undertone and almost an opalescence about them in the right light. She's accompanied always, and this is no exception at this occasion, by her little dog who looks like a ruddy little Fraggle named Tinker. Oh, and the bride, of course, is in white.
Fantastic. And your father escorts you down the aisle, gets you to the front of the auditorium, and then gives you like a quick little squeeze, kind of a side hug, and then shuffles over to be with your mother as you ascend to the podium. And this would be the first time that you have, I mean, you've probably heard of the Trubys, you certainly have, but this would be the first time that you're standing in close proximity with Sheldon Truby, your betrothed. So what's kind of going through Nia's head in this moment?
Gosh, probably how attractive is he to start with if she's going to have to look at him for the rest of her life. Then probably looking at the brothers and the best friend next to him, and is he more attractive than them or not? Because she's probably going to have to look at them for the rest of her life, and if she realizes that one of them is more attractive, that's going to be possibly problematic.
He's very attractive.
Okay.
Did he roll for hot?
First roll of the campaign, roll for hot.
Roll for hot.
Vibes.
So that probably alleviates some just like general stress. And then, I don't know, she's not very like excited. It's just very much, weddings have always felt very transactional to her. And she knew that eventually one day she'd be the one up for purchase. And here we are, kind of, is I think how she largely feels about the situation. But at least he's cute. So there is that.
At the very
Perfect.
least.
And right.
At the very least.
And kind of going around, what are the other initial impressions or thoughts or musings of the other party members or the other characters as you're witnessing this ceremony?
Gregory's taking very careful notes. Like, as soon as everyone kind of starts walking in, he kind of gets out his notebook. I also realized I never described what he looked like. I just said he's a human earlier, so I'll describe him now.
He's got that human
Hey,
build.
I forgot to say that I'm a human, so.
So he's a human. I'll actually continue this time. He's like 5'11". He's got brown hair, keeps it very nice and trimmed, like the slick back. Really, if you think of like the mobster kind of era, like that haircut, really like comb back and style.
Pompadour,
That
yeah.
keeps it short. Pompadour, yes. He's usually wearing a trench coat with like a nice little two-piece suit underneath it. Green eyes, like emerald green eyes, fair skin, square jaw, just really the everyman of that era. He's taking, very careful notes. He's kind of leaning over to Nick's and Tristan, just being like, oh, well, they all look great. What do you think their deal is?
She's so tiny.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I didn't expect her to be so small.
Who is she? Do we know who she is?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. We know.
Oh, she's very pretty, but
somebody.
she's just tinier than I expected. Why does she have a dog?
Yeah.
You can all make intelligence checks if you want to. History or investigating would probably be the two that are most relevant.
To why she has a dog? Deal.
Ooh, wait, can I do that too?
Yes.
What about animal handling? We acquired the dog.
Do not touch the dog.
The peanut gallery in the back, as you're all like whispering and like trying to figure out who this is.
Being real rude.
With those rules, so I mean, you've got your little program that's like on the pew, and you see the name Coriadine there. You see that she's a halfling and that her father and mother are halflings. There's a handful of other halflings that are filling out the pews. You know, this temple, imagine, to put it in real world context, just kind of imagine like a very traditional Catholic church that has like the wings, so that from bird's eye view it's kind of shaped like a cross. And in those wings, there's like the pews that are facing toward the middle, so people sitting in those pews would be facing across toward one another. And it looks like the two families are occupying those wings. So you see, you know that the Trubys are here. That would be the family that is in charge of the cheeky cobblers. So you would see them on the left side, and you would see the bride's family and extended family on the right side. I'd like for all of you, and this is everyone here, to make an awareness check as well. This is to notice some of the key individuals that have turned out for the wedding. So perceiving would be relevant. If you have something else that might be, then you can mention it.
You allow
Investigating?
investigating? Because I'm looking
Yeah.
specifically for certain people.
Investigating is fine.
That's a 12.
I don't have any relevant skills.
Me neither.
That'll be a 21 for Geist.
Oh, I'm perceiving nothing.
So, Geist with a 21, you would notice that there are not one, not two, but 3 former presidents in the audience.
I think Geist is most specifically looking for the specific individuals that have been placed on his short list as potential targets. Bernie McDovin, Frank O'Brien, and I believe it was Arobier Foe.
Okay, so Frank O'Brien, you do not see him anywhere. He's a current candidate for the upcoming presidential election later this year. But Bernard McDovern is sitting directly in front of you and has a heavily armed security guy right next to him. And Arobier Foe, former president Arobier Foe, is sitting a few pews up and to the left. So he's on the same side of the auditorium as Gregory and Nyx, but up toward the very front of the aisle. Other former presidents of note, you see Gary Rovano, who has gone back and forth between being a highly successful cutthroat lawyer and president, back and forth, and is running to be president again. And then in the row in front of him, you would see Amelia Severs, a halfling former president who has been in house arrest for the past 30 years. And there are cops on either side of her that are
Jeez.
handcuffed to her. But she's still
you can't miss the wedding,
here.
you know.
Right, you can't miss the wedding. Yeah. So all of this is kind of going on in the... Oh, sorry, that was Geist's roll. What were your other results?
I got 13.
I had a 15 for Gregory.
12.
10.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense, right? You're focused on something else going on right now.
How hot
Yeah.
the brothers are.
Right. I think the rest of you would notice the 3 former presidents for sure. You're probably observing the 2 families. You know that Amelia Severs, former president, is also part of the Severs crime family, which used to be very prestigious and now has been kind of brought down to size. And the one other thing I think you would notice, Gregory specifically, is that a rival reporter named Tamisa Hill is also at the wedding and seems to be frantically taking notes.
Oh no.
Not Tamisa.
Gregory takes note of her note-taking and takes notes faster.
Yeah, she is a reporter for the Yellow Journal, which is like kind of a competitor to the Red Line Press, but everyone knows Red Line is actually a lot more prestigious than the Yellow Journal.
Trash.
Right. So all of this is kind of going on in the background and in the wings as the ceremony begins. Father Lannery looks to Nia and to Sheldon. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to join this man and woman together in holy matrimony. It is a cherished and special occasion such as these when we may rediscover and hold fast to our bonds with one another. Today, these halls are filled with many folk from every walk of life. The joining of Morgiana Corradine and Sheldon Truby in the bonds of marriage stands as a beautiful testament that we, the people of this city, that we can imagine a better future. Moments like these should be the ties that bind us to one another. Sheldon, Morgiana, take a moment and look about the room. See the many multitudes who bear witness to your union. And he'll allow a moment for that. And then, now, Morgiana, please repeat after me. I, Morgiana Corradine.
I, Morgiana Corradine.
whispering from the back is getting too loud.
Oh my god.
Oh, sorry, I'm crying now. Oh my gosh.
Dear listener, while I'm trying to do this ceremony, Alex is typing in chat, juggling the...
Oh my gosh.
During this nice speech, Gregory leans over to Nix. He goes, "Did he say many folk or mini folk?"
I'm pretty sure he said mini-folk. I think that's rude.
I mean, I know. That's what I was thinking.
Guys, listen.
Sorry, you're right.
Tristan's trying to, enjoy the moment.
Right. Sorry.
Take thee, Sheldon Truby.
Take thee, Sheldon Truby.
As my lawfully wedded husband.
As my lawfully wedded husband.
To love, cherish, have, and to hold.
To love, cherish, have, and to hold.
Until death do we part.
Until death do we part.
And he repeats the lines with Sheldon. Sheldon repeats the lines back to Father Lannery and to you, Nia. And then Lannery says, "Now, you may place the rings on one another's fingers. So your cousin Anastasia will hand you Sheldon Truby's ring, and Nikki has Nia's ring that he can pass through Sheldon. And Father Lannery will then say, now, as is tradition in this temple, please accept these bracelets, the 3 cords representing your mind, body, and soul.
No.
And place them on your partner's wrist." And he extends these beautiful threads, these beautiful bracelets, one to Sheldon and one to Nia. So rings are attached, strings are attached. By the power vested in me, by the Celestial Council and the City of Dirge, I now pronounce you husband and wife. And Sheldon will give you kind of like a mischievous grin, trying to size up, what do I do here? How much are we going to go for this?
She's just going to smile back and sort of give an eyebrow well, what are you waiting for?
Then Sheldon will lean forward, kiss, officiate the wedding. Father Lannery spreads his hands. Now, pronounce you husband and wife. It is my privilege to present to this congregation Mr. and Mrs. Nia and Sheldon Truby. The organ starts up again, it's very festive, and the procession makes its way down the aisle. Now for listeners, those of you who are really engaged in Discord already know what just happened. For everyone else, the strings, the bracelets that were placed on Nia's wrist and on Sheldon's wrist are a magic item called a Lesser Lifeline. So whenever Nia takes damage, and whenever Sheldon takes damage, you each share half of that damage. It's like you have one collective hit point pool. If Nia dies, or if Sheldon dies, the other one immediately gains 4 death points. And Nia and Sheldon both have Resist, Broken, Charmed, Enthralled, and Frightened 2. So if you would be targeted with one of those effects, your defense against that effect goes up by 2. As the procession exits from the temple, the rest of you are able to make your leave afterwards. But the night is still young. This happened kind of a mid-late afternoon ceremony, but the celebration is anticipated to go into the wee hours of the morning, or maybe just into midday next day. It depends on how the night goes. But the neighborhood of Green Banks, which is where the Truby family is based, has turned out and has just turned their headquarters, the city block where the Truby family makes their kind of base. It's turned that entire area into a massive wedding reception venue. Well, let me say it this way. The wedding party, as they make it out of the temple, there are a series of top-of-the-line automobiles waiting to take you to the reception venue. So that would give the innermost wedding party a chance to kind of interact with one another in a more casual setting. So that would be Nia and Sheldon, the maid of honor and the best man. So the 4 of you would be in the automobile together, headed across the bridge that goes over the river going through the middle of the city, headed into Green Banks. So Mal and Maggie, are there any particular conversations you have in mind for this time? Or are you just kind of getting to know the rest of the party?
I would think Nia's probably being very aware. She's trying to take all of these people in that clearly are part of Sheldon's inner circle as much as possible. But I think that in the same breath, she's also trying to put on that air of, I'm my gosh, I'm just a girl. Ha ha ha. You know, like she's talking about her ring and the flowers, and she's trying to play up a little bit. I think that she's maybe a little dumber than she is in actuality.
Yeah, in amongst the laughing and the celebrating and the getting to know each other, Nikki would definitely slip in a, hey, you know I made those rings myself, right?
Oh, well, it's absolutely beautiful. You've done fabulous work. Are
Thank
you
you.
a smith by trade?
Not by trade, more by hobby. It's just a little thing I picked up. I've got a liking for, those like more medieval old-timey weapons. Nice swords and stuff.
Very nice.
It was nice to
very
use my
nice.
tools for something a little bit more, gentle.
That's very sweet. And you've done a lovely job.
Spared no expense for my brother Sheldon and his beautiful new bride.
Oh,
Well, I'm grateful,
Well.
Nikki. I wouldn't have it any other way. These rings are just perfect. Just perfect.
Of course.
so where exactly are we headed right now?
We're headed to the cobbler. Shoot, I had a name that was better than cobbler headquarters. Can't remember.
Yeah, we're in the headquarters.
You know our secret base.
You know.
I can't tell you.
We're going to our secret base.
You don't know the password yet.
That's cool. Right. Cobbler's Cause, that's it. We're headed to the Cobbler's Cause. It's a collection of a handful of buildings, inns, taverns, workshops. It's just kind of where all of the Trubys hang out and the friends of the family, as it were. So that's where the reception venue is. And I gotta say, just so that you're prepared, on a typical day, it's a little bit filthy. We got it really nice and cleaned up for everyone for the reception, but just know it's gonna get a little grimier down the road. We'll keep our own apartment and everything crystal clean, whatever you want. But just know, family business. There's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. There's some trash and rubble from time to time.
Yeah, don't get your expectations too high.
Oh, hey, I mean, don't get them too low either. I mean, it's a nice bit of real estate.
Sheldon.
He's being nice.
He's being precious. To think that his new wife doesn't know how to get her hands dirty when she needs to.
Ooh, I like her already.
Oh, I do too. And this kind of banter goes back and forth as you're all making your way to Green Banks, to the Cobbler's Cause. The rest of you, those of you who are not part of the wedding party, are nonetheless invited. Again, this was a public wedding, open to the public. It was a clear display of wealth and power that seems to be more than what the Truby family, what the cheeky cobblers are known for. It seems like they're punching above their weight a little bit. That's part of why investigators like Gregory and Geist have been drawn to this wedding, trying to figure out what's going on here. Why are the cheeky cobblers rolling out the red carpet for the whole city? So with that in mind, Geist and Nyx and Gregory, each of you, what are you thinking about? What are you talking about? What are you preparing yourself for as you make your own journey across the river to Green Banks?
Well, first and foremost, Nathan, if you'll allow this, I don't think Geist can skip and pass up this too perfect opportunity with Bernie McDuvan directly in front of them. So as we are asked to rise and the entire congregation in the party is coming up, it's a remarkably simple process of feigning a slight stumble and just brushing my hand up against the back and placing this thorned earring onto Bernard McDuvan. Apologies. I look down to the cane that I have. I don't have as strong of a gait as I once did. Fight on the streets. And I want to have placed that thorned earring onto their coat.
So first, could I have I'll let you choose between dexterity and intellect for the actual placement of the item.
This will be stretch, my first stretch of the campaign. We allow me to use appraising to appropriately detect the location that would be best.
No.
and most come on, my guy. Okay, cool. I'm still going to use intelligence.
An earring.
I appraised the jacket. Oh my god, this is perfect for hiding a thorned earring. That'll be an 18 total intellect.
All right, against his bodyguard's 9. Okay, so the item is in place. The next step is going to be a charisma check to sell this whole bit.
Will you accept deceiving?
Yes.
It's only going to be an 11.
No.
Okay. So you jostle Bernie here and place the item, and then you start spinning your story. And the guard next to him just stares at you for a moment, and then taps Bernie's shoulder and whispers something in his ear. And he will look at you and he'll simply say, I had my me share of tussles on the street too. You watch yourself out there. And then he'll make his way away to schmooze with some of the more notable guests.
I'll be sure to do so. Thank you.
Now, Peanut Gallery, what all are you up to at this time?
I could have sworn he said minifolk.
I really think he did. Maybe it's just the way they talk now. It's not what I've heard, but maybe
Seems kind of
something.
derogatory, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but who are we to say? We're not small.
Right, yeah, that's true.
The bride didn't get mad, so obviously, the family didn't get up in arms.
I mean, we're all the way back here. We probably just misheard, but I still think he said minifolk.
I wouldn't go putting that in the paper or anything. Maybe just leave that one out until we. Who do we ask? Who do you ask that?
Right. Gregory scribbles out a note really quick. In the paper.
Yeah, it was a beautiful ceremony, though. Would you do that? The whole, bracelet commitment thing?
I don't know. I think the ring is just enough. I'm not one for jewelry very much, so I think it just get in the way, it seems.
I would do it if it was the right person. Why not?
Be the right person, but can I wear it somewhere else? Does it have to be on my wrist?
It's true. Is it permanent? Is it just a fashion statement you always have to make? That would be an issue.
Right. Yeah, what if you have a weird tan line from it? You want that?
I mean, I was thinking about matching it with other outfits, but that's a concern too, I guess. I don't really tan. It's a problem for you, though. You're pretty pasty.
Yeah, I just burn.
Are we going to this? We have to go to this after thing party, right? You need to get big gossip.
Yeah, I've got to get there before Tamisa.
Oh, that's true. I saw she was there. What do you think she's writing about?
He'll glare over at her.
Don't glare at her. She's just doing her job.
Well, it's not a very good one.
Well, yes, we know that. That's why you don't glare at her, because you're the better one, obviously.
That's right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Do you think O'Brien would be there?
I think he could be. I don't know.
He wasn't here. I think that's a bit of a mistake. There's a lot of important people there. Did you see all the presidents?
Yeah, but I mean, did we only see former presidents, or are there any other current candidates for presidency right now?
So there's one former president, Rovano, who is also currently running. So
okay.
This is actually a good, quick little lore drop, because you'd all be aware of this, but especially you, Gregory, in your line of work. So Gary Rovano, he's the one who has developed a successful cutthroat legal career. He and one of his associates, a fellow named Luca Rossini, have been really tight politically and professionally for a long time. Rossini is the owner of an automotive company. He created the first automobile in Dirge, or at least he takes credit for it, but his organization did. And Rovano has, helped secure kind of the legal rights, so they've got kind of a monopoly thing going with producing automobiles. Rovano was president, took ill, I believe, with tuberculosis. I can't remember for sure. Okay. And so he finished out his term, but didn't run for re-election. Instead, he threw his support behind Rossini. Rossini became president and is the current president of Valve. But Rossini is termed out, and so as he's about to step down and go back to owning the monopoly on the auto industry, they are looking at getting Rovano back into office, which effectively gives them a 20-year window of control over the city. Presidential terms are 5 years in Valve, so they've been in charge for 15. They're looking at tacking on another 5.
Got it.
Yeah, the other politicians that you noted were Amelia Severs, former president, now under house arrest for all manner of corruption charges. Arobier Foe, who is an elf. He's very old. He's been around for multiple hundreds of years. He was the second president 200 years ago. And he was the somewhere in the teens president, like 13th president, give or take. So he's been playing political games for many decades.
Fantasy politics is weird.
Yes. Yeah, and so he's been playing with term limits. Like you term out, but after 50 years you can like run again. And so that allows the long-lived races to have kind of an outsized influence on what's going on. And you only saw one of the 4 candidates for the upcoming election, and that was Rovano.
Right.
O'Brien is the one that Nyx mentioned, and Wilson McDovern, brother of Bernie McDovern, is another one. So he's not there, but his brother is.
Got it. Yeah, I've got a lot of powerful people here. You'd think some of the candidates right now would want to at least show face with some of them.
Right? Oh, I had a wonderful rumor about O'Brien the other day. I'll have to tell you later. He's getting involved in some shit. But listen, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I'm not sure if I should tell you or not. I should tell you. I shouldn't tell you. I'm going to get in trouble for telling you.
Come on, Nyx. You know you say this every time, but after you say it a few times, you just tell us both
But
anyway. So
we're in public and, like, maybe... All right, so you know the guild Mulator? The bad people? Yes?
Yes.
No?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Sorry, I
Yeah,
assumed you did, but I had to ask.
No, yeah.
He's trying to, make a connection with them for this election. It was all over Rhonda's yesterday.
Tristan, why didn't you tell me?
Yeah, Tristan, why didn't you tell him?
I have so many responsibilities. I wasn't paying attention to that particular line of conversation. I can tell you other rumors, or I can corroborate stuff that Nyx is saying, but...
Not this one. Listen, I heard little bits and pieces, so it's not 100% correct, but I'm pretty sure it's 100% correct. So, anyways, that's for you. I don't... you'll probably get killed if you tell anybody, because, that's their whole thing.
Right. Well, I mean, anything said between us is as good as secret.
Well, you said that, but there's a lot of times that little things I tell you end up in that paper of yours, so I don't think that's 100% true. But you know what? I'm just going to pretend that it doesn't happen.
Yes, but I've never named my unknown source, so your secret's safe.
That's true. There's a whole bunch of other ones. That was just the main one. There's also a barber shop that you should visit in Belton. I don't know. Just go and talk to him. Trust me. That's all I can tell you. Anyways, are we going to this party?
Oh, I heard the one about the bartender, or the barber as well. I can verify that.
Yeah, see?
Are you guys saying something about my hair?
Yes.
Oh, it looks lovely, brother.
It doesn't really look great.
Oh. Well,
The suit looks great, though. Where'd you get that?
Oh, it's Carlos, actually.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
that
he
makes
loaned
sense.
it to me. I know, doesn't it look...
It
way
looks
too nice for me.
It fits you way too well to be Carlos. You should just keep it.
That's what I was thinking.
Just say you've lost it.
There's no way I can
Okay.
keep it. I can't do that.
I mean, what's he gonna do? He could just buy a new one.
You can
First
fire me.
BBEG, give me my code back.
How do you lose a suit?
Where's my super suit?
Right, but we have to go. And there's so much other things. Have you heard of the Lore Keeper? That's my last one. I promise that's my last one. Maybe. Have you heard that name? Have you heard it?
No, tell me.
That's all I know. That's all I know. That's literally all I know is that it's a person in the scary. I think. I don't know. There's some kind of powerful player. The name was being dropped all over the place, and I was hoping you knew more so I could know more. Because I knew nothing other than that. Alright, you keep your ear. Tristan, do you? Lore Keeper?
I heard some of the same rumors. Pouring for a couple people. I heard them talking about the Lord Keeper. Said he was, or maybe she, they don't know. But it was a person that was really scary, called the Lord Keeper. That's all
Right.
I heard.
Yeah, see? That's all there is. It's really...
Huh.
They might be a ghost. That's also what I heard. Somebody was just like, nope, they're just a ghost story. But, there's enough people talking about it. Anyways, I'm going to get myself murdered if I keep talking about this on the streets.
Yeah, speaking of... Can I have both Nyx and Gregory make luck checks, please?
Yes. Can I use fortuity?
You can use fortuity.
As 10.
No.
14 for Gregory.
Gregory, you step off the curb, and then you see that your foot is about to land in a mud puddle. And at the last second, you lunge extra far, and you preserve the integrity of the suit.
Oh, jeez. Oh my, I almost got this suit dirty. Collar would kill me.
I mean, then you might be able to keep it. Just saying. Are we going to walk?
What?
Are we going to walk all the way? All right.
Well, I mean, we can. How else are we gonna get there? Do you want to catch a cab or something?
No,
Other
I
cabs?
hate them.
There are now.
Sure, there are caps. Yeah.
One appears.
No, I just wish I brought different shoes. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, luckily it's not terribly far. Here, I'll pop us over to the city map real quick. We're at the temple, and so just going down to the main highway, walking across the bridge, and you're in Green Banks. So it's, it's not nothing. It's like walking across downtown of a city. You can do it in 20 minutes. So footwear definitely is important. It's not going to be as pleasant for Nyx. As you all make your way using your various methods of transportation, you'll arrive at the Cobbler's Cause, which again is just this city block that is the headquarters of the Cheeky Cobblers, the home of the Truby family. And it is a ramshackle, dilapidated affair, but it has been polished and dressed to the nines for the occasion. So the balconies overlooking kind of the central courtyard all have flowers and torches that have been alchemically altered to glow with pink and white flames, make it look like super artistic and lovely. The city lamps, all of the bulbs have been checked to make sure that they're not going to go out. They have string lights that are decorating the place as well. So there's a combination of traditional torches and modern electric lighting. It looks very charming. It's got a lot of lovely mood lighting, and there's a fabulous band, the Gabagools, that are set up on stage to perform.
Yes.
I love that and hate that so much.
First episode out, yes.
So there's a central family table for the whole wedding party and their initial family. There's so much extended family here that some of them are cordoned onto other tables, but the initial wedding party is in the center of the main courtyard. There's a dance floor that has been laid down over the uneven cobbles to make it nice and smooth for the evening, so people can dance there without fear of tripping over a loose stone. And a handful of additional tables have been put throughout the courtyard for various people to sit, wine, dine, mingle. Several different taverns have their doors open for people to go in to various bars that are all open for at least the foreseeable future. They may get a little tighter with it depending on how crazy the guests go. Yeah, so it's just this lovely scenario, and I'd like to ask, actually, don't read too much into this, but we're gonna roll initiative for this.
Okay.
It sounds like it's something I should read into.
Listen,
Nah.
Right.
we're fine. I'm rolling wonderful today. That's a 4 for Nyx. The Kyrus dice just keep existing.
Nikki got a 10 total.
I'm forgetting. What do we roll for initiative again?
Add awareness.
Awareness.
It's
that's what I
12
thought.
for
Okay.
Geist.
It's a 5.
Nia got an 11.
Definitely forgot that awareness was the initiative stat when I built my character and gave him a -1.
Oh no.
You'll be fine.
You like to size up the situation before you jump into it.
Yeah.
Starting with Geist then, what are you doing at the reception? There's kind of a cocktail hour. There's time to mix and mingle before speeches and formal dances and all of the fun stuff.
Well, I think the reception feels a lot different now that I've already gotten rid of the potential payload, whether or not it's been successful or not. So I think with the drink, as you do at any good wedding and any good reception, you've got to get to know the people at your table. Who do I have at my table with me?
Well, for the sake of my voice, you've got a human, 2 humans in their mid-20s, and an elf on the younger side, a star elf with kind of starlight-looking white freckles on her otherwise ebony kind of skin so black that it's purple. So yeah, you can introduce yourself or whatever kind of small talk you would like to see commence.
Well, it seems that we've been seated together at the table. Allow me to introduce myself first. My name is Geist, owner of the Whispering Winds, not terribly far away from here. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with this evening?
Is that how you always introduce yourself, with your business first?
Well, only in matters of import, which I imagine this is.
Well, if you're going to introduce yourself with your business, wouldn't it be prudent to give context to the business?
Oh, but you're asking questions, and asking questions is always the first step of a good business relationship.
I disagree. In my line of business, questions is typically quite bad. I'm Nyx, by the way.
Well, you should come by the shop and we can talk about it.
I don't want to do that.
That is your choice. Pleasure, Nyx.
Hello.
Gregory Orso.
Yeah, you talk instead.
He'll lean over and shake a hand,
Gladly shakes your hand.
jots down the name in his book, closes it up really quick.
And do you take down notes of all individuals that you've met at wedding receptions,
It
Gregory?
does.
Oh,
does.
I'm for the I work for the Red Line
Absolutely.
Press, so it's in my job. I'm noting everyone that's really here. You know,
Oh, is this
it's a big
conversation
deal.
on the
Gotta-
record?
Of course
it
not.
always is. Yes, it is.
I motioned to my book. No, of course not. The book is closed.
Well, you just closed it. I think there's a knowing wink over to Nyx. And what of you? Who might you be?
That's Tristan.
Oh, it's my sister Tristan.
Oh,
Sorry, I was distracted by this is rather embarrassing, but how handsome those Truby men look in their suits. Like they're not the clientele I usually see at the rendezvous. Nice seeing men of class.
Yeah, a suit does not mean class, Tristan.
But
You should know that just as
look at
well as
them.
anyone else.
Listen, they look attractive, but attraction does not equate any kind of substance.
very true. I agree with that.
Tristan, how many men have you seen walk into rondas with suits?
They all have suits. It's annoying. Do you know how many buttons they have on suits?
So
They
many.
come in many varieties. Yeah, several.
See?
What brings all of you to the wedding? You're just here for a good scoop, or are you here connected to any of the families?
I'm just here for a scoop. I'm here to report.
I guess we're on the Truby side.
Oh, here for the Shroobies, you say?
I think by association, yeah, I'd say I'm
Yeah.
on the Truby side. The wedding, invitation list or whatever.
It's out too. I mean, that's where we're sat.
Is this I don't pay much attention to all these people. I work by association. I don't know if they actually know who I am, but I'm here just in case they know who I am, because I feel like if I did not show up and they did know who I was, I'd get in a lot of trouble, and I kind of need my job.
Better to play it safe. Be seen, whether or not they know you or not. I think that's wise. For me, kind of points up towards the head table. Here to ensure young Nia has some support.
Oh, that's beautiful. Are you a relation?
Listen, I have a question for you that you might actually know that we were curious about. So,
Where this is going, I'm sorry.
so in the procession, we could have sworn that the priest said, "Minifu." Is that the appropriate tone? Is that just? I thought that was rude, but the priest just said it, and nobody seemed to react.
They did. Oh, there was a multitude of people here today. I'm confused about your confusion.
No. They're all small. Is that how you refer to all of them?
Oh! No, that sounds like a terrible microaggression of sorts.
Thank you. Okay.
That's
Look,
what we were saying.
I'm glad you just crossed it out of your book, because that would have been very poor taste. Listen, you just felt like the right person to ask, because I don't know you, and you will probably never see me again after this, so you can't judge me.
No, I'm not the judging type, and let it be known where I stand on this matter. That would have been remarkably inappropriate had that been the way they would have referred to. If that goes into a story, make sure you note that down.
He rewrites mini folk in the book. Underneath where he crossed it out before.
Do we like the priest? I don't actually know much about the priest. Do we like the priest? If you don't like the priest, then you can publish it.
It was a remarkably short ceremony, so I'm for it so far.
So, you know the bride.
I do. Yes, they're a patron of mine. Which, at an establishment that you'd like me to not talk
Like-
about anymore.
How close? Like, are we talking like best friends, secret lover? Like, where are we?
I wouldn't call us best friends. They are a charming patron, and I wanted to ensure they had the appropriate support today. It can be remarkably lonely in these type of affairs.
Do you go to the weddings of all your shop patrons? That part of your business?
No, I see how that sounds now. That would be remarkably uncomfortable.
Secret
No.
lover. Okay. It's okay. I understand these things. I hear about them all the time.
I'm finding myself growing remarkably flustered that I'm sitting next to a journalist. Ugh, no.
Nothing to be worried about.
Well, your reassurance has only caused me less assurance.
Oh, really?
That's the appropriate response whenever he says that.
Oh,
It's
Tristan.
true.
Nyx. Oh, come on.
Tristan just winks at you, Gregory.
So, are we all just going to get really drunk and dance tonight?
That sounds like a good time, right?
Okay, we got one in, Gregory.
Well, I didn't wear these for nothing. He just reveals nice dancing shoes.
The dancing shoes came out.
Of course.
Heels or no heels?
They're regular non-heel shoes. They go with the suits.
They aren't the real dancing heels. I'm less excited.
I couldn't wear those. Not here.
Geist, we're all friends now. We all have secrets here.
Well, it's not the worst idea that I've heard thus far. A few more drinks in me, and we could find ourselves on the dance floor.
We will dance later and get drunk and embarrass ourselves, but not too much so the cobblers don't fire me.
So you work for them. That is your business.
Yes, I said that earlier. Were you not listening?
Well, you told me that you weren't interested in my business affairs, so I thought it only appropriate to repay in kind.
Rude. I like him.
There's a very, wry smile that comes onto Guy's face as someone who has, taken this jest back and forth in this, witty banter and come out better on the other side. You said we might not see each other. I think I will grow quite fond of you. I'm enjoying this conversation so far. Let me get us another round. I'll be right back.
Awesome. She'll just look over to Gregory. I think he's going to come to Ronda's at some point. You just watch.
I think so.
New client in the book.
You know, if you don't mind, I'm gonna go use the little boy's room for a minute.
So as people split up, I'd like to ask first Geist and then Gregory to kind of describe your demeanor, your air, again, pun unintended, but as you go get a drink, as you excuse yourself from the table, how are you carrying yourself?
Stepping away from the table, he is thinking first and foremost that these are some pleasant people that he's found himself with. There's something really joyful about that, but also there's the second part of the mission from the gentleman, and he wants to ensure that he further ingratiates himself into the cobblers. At a wedding reception, there needs to be a certain amount of libations so folks can feel loose and comfortable. If they see somebody holding a beverage, this helps build that sense of ease. So I think when Nyx proposes, let's get drinks, let's get on the dance floor, let's bump elbows with other people, this is perfect. So there's an excitement, yes. I want to get to know these people a little bit more, but this also helps me to not be a wallflower. This is going to lead to other conversations and help me connect with other important family members. And of course, a little bit of booze is going to help grease that process up.
Typical kind of spring in your step, excited.
Happy to be here. Very happy to be here, in fact. He wants to be seen. Of course, that comes with an important clarification. Every so often, though not on some perfect timer, I want to ensure that I lean into that limp that I'm faking. I want it to seem a little bit random so that it looks more natural. I want to really make sure that I'm giving that cane purpose so as to not let my earlier con fall flat on its face. This is really just in case Bernie or any of their other inner circle is around.
I was so close. So close. Gregory, I don't really care how you're walking.
I was a throwaway the whole time.
I passed the test.
All right, let's turn to Nia and to Nikki at the head of the table. I think we'll go through kind of 2 initiative rotations. So how is the cocktail hour, the appetizers, the hors d'oeuvres? How is your time with the extended family kind of close together? What are you focusing on?
I'm piling my plate with snacks.
Nice.
You know, they really do pull out the good stuff for these get-togethers.
This is all so nice, and I so appreciate you hosting everything. I think Nia would probably be favoring more conversation with Sheldon and Nikki and more of the Truby side, trying to get to know everybody. Partly to get to know people, partly because she really actually doesn't like her cousin Anastasia, who is her maid of honor, and is sort of keen to just ignore that she's there. She's talking to her mother anyway, so yeah, I think she's favoring that left side. And
yeah, so describe your relationship with your mother real quick, because that'll kind of impact some of the flow of conversation too.
Well, she very, very desperately wanted to have a girl. She had a gaggle of boys and a long period of time where she attempted to have a girl and was unable to, and may or may not, it's rumored to have had a bunch of alchemical experimental things done in order to have a girl. Nobody knows why. When they had 4 strong boys, they were so hell-bent on it, but she was like, no, I need a daughter. And so everybody has always kind of just assumed that she just wanted sort of like a doll to primp and preen. Really, there is some more deep-lying familial potential in the feminine gender and their family that I think she was trying to harness. And to that end, there's very much a hate-hate relationship on Nia's side, because she feels kind of like, I didn't ask to be here, and all this pressure has been put on me, but nobody's ever really paid any attention to the way that I think I can help this family out. And so she is, in a lot of ways, really happy to no longer be in her mother's house. She's going to miss seeing her dad every day, and, you know, her brothers are significantly older, so into that end, they've kind of probably are grown and have their own families to a certain extent, or at the very least she doesn't see them daily, but her relationship is good with her brothers for sure. Like, they all love and care about her, but yeah, she's cool with not having to deal with mom so much. So if Anastasia wants to talk to mom right now, have at it. Y'all enjoy yourselves. I'm gonna be sitting over here trying to,
if they both team up and start trying to butt in, then there's some trouble in paradise at this
for sure
moment.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Sheldon, darling, if you want to keep a happy wife, happy life sort of mindset, your first task for tonight is to make sure that my mother and certainly cousin sitting next to us here don't get on my nerves before it's about, I'd say, 5 minutes till we need to leave, okay?
That's quite a task to put on me here, but yeah, I'll see what I can do. Let me ask you this, and I'll kind of lean in close. Does if they were to receive some, shall we say, lubrication in the form of alcohol and the like, would that improve matters or significantly worsen the situation?
You should probably look down the table to see if they're drinking yet and just say, make sure mom only has sherry. If she gets into the port, we're all done for. Anastasia, I'd say 2 shots of vodka and maybe some schnapps, and she'll probably be taking a nap within an hour regardless. She's kind of a lightweight.
Understood. And he'll lean over to his other side. Nikki, I've got a quest for you, if you don't mind. The mother of the bride and the maid of honor, they need some specific beverages, and he'll kind of repeat that information. Sherry but not port for the mother, some vodka and schnapps for the maid of honor, for Anastasia. Would you mind kind of seeing to that? Make sure that the servers know what they need to do.
Absolutely. Special taste for special ladies. You can trust me.
Thank you, Nikki. And so, little bit of a shoehorn here, but as Nikki is tending to this matter, I think that there would be at least a brief moment where he brushes elbows with Geist at the bar. You know, Geist is getting his drink, Nikki is tending to the special instructions.
Oh, hey, I haven't seen you around much.
Well, this is not my typical scene, but how could I miss such a fine affair?
I know, right? They really pull out all the stops for these things, huh?
Well, they've really shined this place up. It's quite nice. How was it? Up front? In the spotlights? Everything up there? Has the wedding been going well from behind the scenes? Everybody happy?
As far as I can tell, yeah. I mean, a little nervous for me standing up there with all those eyes on me, but it wasn't really about me at all, so...
No, I understand. How is, the bride acclimating with the family? Seems to go swimmingly?
Swimmingly, I like that word. Yeah, she's such a sweetheart. I was kind of nervous for my cousin Sheldon here. You know, sometimes those arranged marriages don't turn out too well, but I think he's got a good one. And I know she's got a good one.
Well, that goes without saying. Definitely goes without saying. I must say, everything that is here, the wedding, I want to take a look around and see who all is around us at the bar before I go any further. But there's definitely this moment of a quick inspection. Can I sneak a quick comment that's not going to be overheard by other individuals?
Yeah, I mean, you're in a tavern that is pretty loud. The din of the crowd masks your conversation pretty easily.
I think there's a moment of leaning in, knowing Nikki, knowing the best man here. If what I imagine is true to be true, it seems like the family is making some serious moves. I have an establishment, obviously, here in Greenbanks. If you, your brother, need anything, call on me. I'd be more than happy to lend assistance. I am local, anyway.
Good to know. I'm not at liberty to discuss a lot of family matters in a time of such happiness.
No,
as we
it's
are
a
right
wedding,
now,
of
but-
course.
Do you have a business card or something I could hang on to for later?
As a matter of fact, I do. And I whip out my card, which has that like classic Pizza Hut cup where if you move it left or right, it changes the image back and forth from a series of
Hell
like
yes.
scrolls and books to baubles and other things. If you probably were to take your finger and scratch it, there'd probably be that really nice wicka 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 over the top of it.
Nikki does so.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love these things. Thank you.
I had to pay extra for it, but I think it was a coin well spent. Here, you can find me at the Whispering Winds. Of course, we shouldn't talk business at a wedding, but put in a good word for me with your brother, with the family.
I'll see what I can do.
Here, let me help you with those drinks.
Nikki, do you accept the help?
I'll carry as much of it as I can, and I'll maybe let him carry like mine.
Okay.
I got special instructions. I hope you don't mind.
No, I wouldn't want to intrude with work.
All right, well, the two of you can make your way back to the head table. And just a note for everyone, you would see that as the official program of the reception hasn't started yet, there are guests that are coming up to the main table, giving their, like, respects, having conversations with the party. So there's not, like, there's not an us and them or kind of an air of unapproachability to the table. Like, conversation is flowing very freely between guests and between kind of the honored guests. Yeah, so Nikki, you can make it back to the head table along with Geist. I'm going to start with you, Nikki. Are there any other, like, particulars that you want to tend to at this time, or are you just kind of ensuring things go smoothly?
I think I'm just ensuring that things go smoothly. Just making conversation with whoever I need to be making conversation with for looks, or just keeping eyes on things.
The mother of the bride. Oh, you're a dear. Thank you so much. As you offer
I do what I can, miss.
the heavy pour of sherry. Perfect. And anything in particular from Geist in proximity to some of the people of greatest significance at this particular event?
Most definitely. I think after passing off the beverages, helping Nikki out with the mother of the bride here, I am trying to get Nia's attention just from like the corner of their eye. I think there's this very clear and unspoken thing. I'm not going to butt into Nia's business unless there's like a clear invitation. There's not a need for us to be like, oh, hey, Nia, how are you doing? This is their business, their day. And that is clear and set in the relationship that we have. But I am going to try to get a little twinkle, just an acknowledgement, like I see you and I know that you see me, hope everything's going well. As I make my way up to Sheldon, pardon the interruptions, Mr. Truby, I wanted to pay my respects. Beautiful day, beautiful bride. Everything has gone so well. I really love what you've done with the place. I wanted to extend
Thank you.
my thanks.
It does. Yeah, the cobbler's cause cleans up nicely, I've got to say. It's really nice seeing it like this. Thank you. I appreciate the kind words.
Oh, Sheldon, this man's being far too kind, Mr. Geist. He's just a nut, let me tell you. Mr. Geist owns a shop that I sometimes like to frequent, knickknacks and the like. You know how us ladies are. But you're too kind to have, he knows the craziness I've been dealing with my mother in trying to get ready on our end, and he's been so kind and such a kind ear through this whole process. Drink your sherry, woman.
I step that direction to block.
So no, Sheldon, I'm sure you'll hear me talk of visiting Mr. Geist from time to time, and his might be a good shop for you to be familiar with as well, but no business today, of course, but too kind of you. And she just would take Geist's hand and give a little squeeze. And
of course, there's no business today, but he leans in. I have something that's arrived for you, so when you have a moment, please do stop by. I'll be looking forward to your next visit.
Absolutely. Very good.
So panning back to Gregory, you detached yourself from your reception table. What are you up to now?
Yeah, so I am looking for just a little boy's room, but really I just kind of wanted to move around and kind of intermingle myself with the other party people so I don't look so like the odd one out, really. Kind of like going up to people, like seeing an hors d'oeuvre tray, going up there, oh, these are great. Tried these before? Oh, you look dashing. Oh, you look great. Good to see ya. Just, making himself intermingled. Would I have taken note of Geist kind of helping Nikki with the drinks and going to the main area?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, because I want to talk to some of the bride's family, because the mother's drinking sure. I want to kind of take note of like, okay, she's drinking something. Just kind of keep track of how much she's drinking, really, like a little mental note. Like every time I see the glass get a little empty, when it fills back up, it's another tally mark. That kind of thing. I'll come back with a little drink. He has a little flask as well, but he's keeping his wits about him. So to make it look like he's really having a good time at the party, he's pouring his flask into his drink every now and then. It's just water. He's just watering down his drink every now and then, just to really
Nice.
kind of sell it. Be like, I'm having a good time here. You guys want some of this? Oh, sorry, I didn't bring enough for you. Yeah, then he'll just make his way back to Tristan and Nyx. Be like, where'd that guy go? I thought he was gonna bring some drinks. I got my own, but
By the time you get back, Nyx would not be at that table.
Tristan, you're all alone. What happened?
Oh, I mean, you know how Nyx is. She's off doing her own thing.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, do you want a drink? I got my own, and it doesn't look like that gentleman's gonna be coming back here for yours anytime soon.
Yeah, may as well. But I think I do want to do a lap as well and try to mingle kind of the way you were. You've always been a little bit more of the small talker than me, but I'll give it a go, I guess. And I am impressed with these drinks. The bartenders have done quite a good job.
Yeah, they have. All right, well, you go enjoy one, and he'll take a seat back, and he's kind of keeping an eye on, what's her name? What's the mother's name?
Clarissa.
Clarissa. Yeah, he's not like staring at her, but he's just keeping a watchful eye on her drink and her demeanor
keeping
and how
track of her.
how she is.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I think that from the wedding procession, you would know, at least by sight, if not by name, all of the different people. And if you have like the wedding program, you can kind of pair them with the order of procession that you remembered. So someone who was part of the procession was the former president, Amelia Severs, the one under house arrest. There was a moment in the ceremony where she was led up and then seated between those two cops that are handcuffed to her. Most of the rest of Nia's family are seated at the head table, but her brothers are at a table pretty close to you, actually, along with Father Lannery.
Okay. Yeah,
Twins.
I'll make my way over there. I'll have my drink in hand. I'll just kind of be like, gentlemen, how are you enjoying your evening?
Oh, it's a great evening so far. Lots and lots of celebration, lots of drinks. Lovely seeing our sisters so happy. Given that they didn't know each other beforehand, there's always that kind of will they, won't they in the moment, and it seems they did. She seems happy. I'm very, very glad for her.
Well, that's great, and my warmest congratulations.
Andy, by the way, he'll hold his hand out.
Oh, Gregory, nice to meet you. Now, you said they didn't know each other. How did these two lovebirds meet then?
Could you make a charisma check, Gregory?
Can it be deceiving or persuading?
It can certainly be persuading.
17.
Whoa.
I've been waiting to see where the major skill investments are. That's one of them. That was a 6 on the die for a 17.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Okay. Andy and Ollie, these are two of her brothers, so they're halflings in their mid-30s. And Andy and Ollie, you can tell immediately that they are twins. They look very similar. They're dressed identically just to make it worse. And they're both kind of rough and tumble halflings. Like when he shakes your hand, you feel the calluses. This is a guy who knows hard work and knows street fights. It seems like he's got that riz, he's been in the thick of things before.
Right.
So you pry a little bit, and he informs you, yeah, it was originally kind of a mutual agreement, kind of an arranged thing, like the days of old, knights and lords and ladies, those sorts of individuals, that kind of agreement. So that's originally how it started out, but it's really good seeing that it seems that this can be a love match as well. It seems like they'll get along very well there. They've got just fantastic rapport, watching them banter back and forth. It's wonderful seeing that. I'm happy for my sister. Knowing that we're fulfilling kind of a political angle as well as actually making her happy. That's the best of both worlds, I gotta say.
Right. That's, I love to hear that. Now, the Cobblers are a well-known family, and how do you guys feel about, you're going to be in the public eye more? Does that make you nervous at all?
I suppose a little. I'm not too used to it myself. My family, we've, used to really be something. I do think we're on the rise again, at least that's what my crazy grandpa keeps telling me. But, I don't know. I'm here for my family. I'm here for whatever they need, whenever they need it. Public eye, you're obviously a man of class. What do you mean by this? What's kind of your experience?
Oh, well, it's just the association of the name. Since, you've got someone who's marrying into a very well-known family, people are gonna know more about you. Places you go, they'll say, "Oh, hey, there's so-and-so." They're gonna recognize you. Your name's gonna hold something a little bit.
I think that'd be kind of nice. I wouldn't mind the attention.
Yeah, because you said you guys are coming back into power. So is this gonna bring you guys back then? The cobblers they're gonna help you out with that?
Well, I mean, hey, Gregory, right? Why exactly? Who's asking here exactly? Like, why you need to know this?
I'm just curious. I love weddings. I'm very familiar with just a lot of the people here, and I know the Cobbler family. I go to Rhonda's rendezvous. I know them a little bit. I just wanted to know who they're marrying to. I don't know much about your family, and so I want to know. You guys seem like good people. It was a really lovely ceremony, so I wanna know the families.
Go ahead and make another charisma check.
Deceiving?
Sure, deceiving is fine.
He doesn't like weddings.
21.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you probably saw on the program the name Kuradin. That is my last name, but no, my family name, I think you could see us as marrying up if you say the Trubys are as well known as all this, but when you weigh kind of the grand scale history of the families, I would say I think the Trubys are the ones marrying up. I really do believe that.
All right, I see. Okay, well, that's all good and well. I hope both your families can have just everything they can. I'd love to see you both just be the greatest they can be.
Well, here's to the future. I do believe we'll see great things.
All right, cheers to that.
So, Nix, you mentioned that you would be gone at this point. So where have you gone to?
Nix got bored, and Nix is going on a fishing expedition. She is looking for whomever here, probably not in the main families, but whoever here, guest-wise, looks like they have the most money, have the most power, and need a friend right now because they're just sitting alone, or they look bored, or she's just looking to walk around and hopefully just catch one of their eye to give that opening so that she can sweep in and sit with them and just talk with them.
Okay. Would you make an awareness or luck check to kind of crowd work?
Sure. Can I do fortuity? I'm going to ask
Sure.
you this. I'm the new Hildegard.
Yeah.
You're prepared. Okay.
Take up the mantle.
That's a 17.
Okay, so the most obvious targets in terms of wealth and influence are surrounded with people. They're not going to be the right ones to try to sidle up to. But there are a handful of politicians, business owners, people of significance that are a step down from like the former presidents that are attending. So there would be a handful of those that you might notice.
Whoa.
That's cool.
First crit.
I just
Right.
rolled something like a dozen dice to generate an NPC. I'm pretty happy with this tool I put
That's so
together.
cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. Nix has 0 preferences, right? So, like, whatever they are, they are.
Okay.
Age, gender, none of it matters.
So the person of note is a male Urkow who looks like a politician of some kind. You probably haven't seen him around Rhonda's. Does Nix read the news or follow like the happenings of the city closely beyond her neighborhood?
I mean, she reads what Gregory writes.
Okay.
Thank you.
So yeah, she probably wouldn't know this person by name, but she would recognize him as like a politician of some kind who's hanging out. He's at the bar in the tavern by himself, nursing a stout, just kind of sitting there and listening to the crowd, but not really participating. He does look a little bit lonely.
Yeah, so she would basically go right in. She's done this enough times that she knows the best way to approach. Oh, is the seat taken? Out there's getting a little bit loud, and I was hoping to kind of get away from the noise a bit.
By all means, join me.
Oh, thank you. What's your name? I'm sorry, I'm not very familiar with a lot of the people here. My friend dragged me along.
Oh, he's like a grizzly bear, right? He extends this massive paw. Long. Hosea Long.
Oh, nice to meet you, Mr. Long. It's a pleasure. Nix.
Nix?
Yeah, why are you at this wedding? Just curious. Like I said, I just got dragged along. Do you know the families at all? I mean, aside from knowing
Nominally,
everybody
right.
knows them.
Y-
Yes.
Yes, but no, I do not know the wedding party. He looks around a little bit. Truth be told, I'm trying to, obviously with very little success, trying to kind of wine and dine some of the other politicians here and receive some handshake deals to support Montevideo Hospital. They've
course.
lost some funding lately.
Oh, no. Yes, of course. Well, I could assist you now. I mean, I'm not doing anything else. It's a bit much, but it can't hurt having somebody on your arm, right? And just leading the way, having more company to make you seem like you're, a talkative folk. And just approach some of those individuals, and I could just be a lubrication for the conversation, so to speak. If you want. If not, I can go back. It's just an option. It seems like fun to me. A little bit more entertaining.
His lower lip quivers just a little when you say that. Can you make both a charisma check and an awareness check?
Can I do empathy and intuiting?
Yes to both.
Okay. That is a 12 on my intuiting check and a 28 on my empathy check.
Okay, so he's amenable. He's like, yes, that would be lovely, spending some time with you, and perhaps that will open up some conversations as well. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. You do get the sense that he's sad. It has nothing to do with the wedding.
Mhm.
You're not sure exactly what the situation is, but he is preoccupied. Perhaps that's some of why he hasn't been able to successfully kind of initiate any conversations.
Well, excellent. I'm more than happy to help. Listen, you should smile a little bit. I'm sure you have a wonderful smile. It will help this a lot. Or you just have a serious face.
I rolled for smiling and crit failed.
Oh no. His teeth are too scary.
It was the first crit fail of the campaign. Roll for a smile.
That is not good.
You say that and he tries. It's a grimace and you can tell he's forcing it, and there's just this tear that works its way down into his fur.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Are you...
He pulls out his handkerchief and dabs at it, puts it back in his coat pocket.
What happened? Did I touch a nerve? I'm so sorry. I'm messing all of this up. I'm so horrible at this.
It's not you, really. Nix, you're lovely company. I appreciate what you're trying to do.
What
It's
happened? Tell me.
It's the anniversary of my wife's death.
Oh,
She
I'm
died in
so
the hospital.
Sorry.
Due to lack of funding.
Well, then that gives us even more reason to get this done. Listen, I think
My thoughts exactly.
I have a new purpose here, and that is to help you get funding in memoriam for your wife. I'm sure she was very lovely. You should tell me about her later, so we don't bring about the tears. Let's get the money first, get the funding.
Yes.
Yes, you have a purpose now. You
That's
can
right.
do this. You are
Purpose
a big,
indeed.
scary Urkel. Look at you.
Oh, I've never been scary.
Listen, you can be. Just stand up a little straight. Do that smile. It's terrifying.
But this one, he does the grimace again.
Yes, if anybody ever threatens you, just do that. Now, we will get this done. I have faith in us. We are going to go all around here, and we're going to build right up to the top. Did you see there's so many important people out there? You and me, we got this.
All right, thank you, Nix. Let's do this.
All right, shots first. She's going to go get some shots.
Perfect. And we will leave Nix and Hosea there for a minute and cycle back to first Geist and then Nia and Nikki. So, Geist, are you still at the head table? Have you moved on to other areas of the reception at this point?
No, after that conversation, leaving the head table, what needed to be said was said. What needed to be said through body language and winks and glimmers in the eye was also passed along and said as well. But Geist is a man of his word, and so he's going to continue getting those drinks, and he's going to head back to the table where he said he promised to bring them. And he wants to take a look around and see where these other individuals are who he had went to go get drinks for. Maybe slightly delayed, but they're there now at least.
Yeah, so I think you'd see how your new friends have dispersed. You would notice Gregory talking with the twins. You would notice Nix talking with Hosea Long. And as you head to the bar to get your drinks, to bring back to the table, a Trollkin individual brushes up against you, Geist, and says, "Let me put this Quite simply, I don't know what you were trying to pull with Mr. McDovern. I don't need to know. Just don't. He'll pat you heavily on the back and, like, pick up a pint.
With the extra weight that's put onto my person, I really lean into my hurt hip.
Mm-hmm. And unless you initiate further conversation, it looks like he's going to turn and just walk away.
No, there's a time to speak and there's a time to silently observe. I need to know who this person is. I need to take a mental note. I need to have this image seared in so I can appropriately follow up and make sure that gentlemen are aware of who may have clocked what during my little mission today.
That is so not Lucian.
I know.
So, Geist, as the Trollkin figure in the trench coat moves away, you said you, like, clocked what you could about him. Are you going to pursue this at all or let it lie and do other activities at the wedding?
No, I think pursuing it in any form gives credence to the accusation. So this is more of a silent clocking. I want to see what types of shoes they are wearing. I want to see what insignia they may have on them, any telltale signs, a strange birthmark that will help me remember them, anything. I'm just looking for the nuance of this situation, and I let this accusation just slide off me, like so many other things that Geist has dealt with in their past. I simply continue on, with an appropriate hobble every now and then. I head over, grab the drinks, and make my way back to the table.
All right. Quick awareness check for clocking what you can about him.
Would you allow investigating?
Do you have perceiving?
No, I have investigating and intuiting, no perceiving.
Oh, let's do intuiting. That's a little closer.
Beautiful. It's only going to be an 8.
Okay. He's well dressed. He's got the classic mobster suit with the trench coat on over it, almost like everyone else in the city, right? It's either the mobster look or the investigative reporter look. Like, they're very close in some ways.
We need a fashion revolution. Stat.
Right. Right.
I think it's good how
He's
it is.
clearly packing under his trench coat. The way that the coat, like, falls against his body, you can see that there's at least one firearm in there.
Cool. Like I said, grab the drinks and head back towards the table. They might not be there, but they're probably going to return eventually. And again, to be crystal clear, I don't want to seem terribly affected by this. This is just part of the gig, part of the ruse, and showing any type of fear or concern validates their accusation.
Perfect. Nia, any change in course over the evening, or still just kind of talking with the Trubys, trying to ignore the Severses?
I think she definitely would have picked up Gregory talking to the twins. And I think if having the opportunity, she has a gift for Sheldon, and I think she would use that as a, darling, I need to just go and see my brothers for a moment. I need their assistance with getting something for you. And she would excuse herself and head over toward where the twins are and basically try to encourage them along. If you wouldn't mind, Andy, Ollie, I left a box in the car that we drove over in that is a gift for my new beloved. Would you mind getting it for me? It's a little bit heavy for my little dainty wrists.
Right on, Nia. Happy to help. Nia, this is Gregory. Gregory, Nia, the bride.
Gregory!
Congratulations.
Thank you so kindly. It's so nice of you to join us. As soon as the twins get away, basically, I couldn't help but notice you were talking to my brothers here for quite a minute. Yeah, they're sweet lads, aren't they?
You got some good brothers there. You know, I've only got a sister, but if I had brothers, I'd wish they were just like them.
Oh, yeah, Andy and Ollie, they're charms. A bit of a bull, both of them, but they're darlings. I couldn't help but notice also, Mr. Gregory, was it? You have a little notepad you've been scribbling on all day. I just see you with that. Is that any particular reason why you might be doing that? Just trying to remember names or something?
Oh, yeah, I'm terrible with names, and I'm trying to remember everyone here. You know, it's such a beautiful occasion. I just want to make note of everything I can, really.
Of course. I don't suppose you scribbled anything down in that little notepad during your conversation with my two brothers, did ya?
No, I didn't. And flip through it. No, I don't think so.
Good. Because if I were to find anything possibly said from them, in the papers tomorrow or later in the month or something, I have ways of finding out where you work, Mr. Gregory, and even ways of finding out where you like to visit in the evenings, where you sleep at night. Hell, I could probably find out the color of your sheets if I really, really wanted to. So I'll have you very kindly not be writing down any more notes during my wedding when you're talking to members of my family. Do you understand? A gift to the bride, will you?
Yeah, of course. It's your day. Anything for you.
I appreciate that kindly. And about that point, she's hoping that the twins are coming back so she can present her groom with the gift that she has for him.
Geist comes over, and I want to make sure that I'm still kind of back behind Gregory, where I can still see Nia. And I'm just going to wait for this to finish, and then I'm going to just ever so loudly plop down the drink onto the table. Gregory, I bought the beverage that you were looking for.
Oh, you're back.
Hope
Thank
I'm
you.
not disturbing something as I wink to Nia.
Oh, no, nothing at all. Just wishing the beautiful bride congratulations.
Excellent. Let's turn to Nikki. Any new kind of developments in your tending to affairs?
Just one. I think he's gotten help from maybe one of the servers, one of the Truby people, to bring out a very long, thin box that's got a little bow on it. Just for later. He's gonna have that kind of on the ground next to the table, so it's trying to make it like not obvious that like, ooh, I'm getting something.
Okay. And I'll note quickly, as you're doing that, Nikki, Eat would grab your sleeve real quick and pull you aside for a quick word. Pete is the leader of the Cheeky Cobblers. He's the middle brother of the main, the Truby family. So he's about 10 years older than Sheldon. He pulls you aside and he says, "Hey, Nikki, there might be one more issue for you to tend to before the night's over. Speeches are coming up, so I don't want you to worry about it too much until after that. But once the night progresses a little bit, once the formalities are over, I have received word from our friend Turner, who is here. We'll need to sidebar with him briefly after formalities are concluded."
Understood.
Back to Gregory. Any more digging, prodding?
Gregory is going to trust his instincts on this one and listen to the bride. He's gonna turn around, he's gonna see, did you bring drinks for like Nyx as well and Tristan, Geist?
Yeah, I put one at each of their empty seats.
Okay, I'll grab mine and Nyx's. I think she just stepped away. I'll go bring this to her real quick.
Very well.
I'm gonna make my way to Nyx then.
Perfect. So you would presently find Nyx on the arm of Hosea Long, who I don't think is famous enough for you to like know or have reported on. Otherwise, Nyx would have also known who he was.
Nyx, guys came back with your drink. I came to bring it to you.
Thanks, Gregory. This is Josiah. We're on a mission.
The Urkow gentleman gives you the biggest grimace.
Oh, it's nice to meet you. He's smiling as politely as he can, and he's just like trying not to be like, oh, this is terrible. I can see all the teeth. Oh,
Long. Hosea Long.
pleasure's mine. Gregory also.
What line of work are you in, Gregory?
I'm a writer.
Oh, well, okay. So no money.
Oh.
Exactly. Nobody that needs to be worried about. Do you mind if I steal your companion just for a moment?
I mind. What do you need, Gregory?
I need you to help me carry this thing over here. It's really heavy, and I can't do it without you. I'm motioning to nowhere, just like somewhere in the distance.
Please, I apologize. I think my friend has a bit too much to drink.
Oh, that's...
Because he's not holding anything, and he's saying something is heavy. So I'm going to go make sure that he's safe.
Quite all right.
And then I will come back to you, and we will go right to the top. Maybe we'll go to Ravano.
Excellent.
That would
Yes,
be
I
impressive.
was
We'll work our way
thinking I
there.
might try my luck with a Robier foe while we're at it. Yes, take your time.
Oh, yes, let's do that. That is our next step. And she's gonna just like grab Gregory by the arm really tightly and just drag him off to the corner. She's like, what do you want? I'm working.
Cover me. Cover me.
What?
Just cover me.
Cover you how?
Make sure nobody's looking over here.
Do you need me to make a distraction?
No,
Will
not
you
a
give me
distraction.
some
Just
more
cover me.
context
I'll tell you in a minute. Cover me.
here? I'm small. That's it. Okay. She's just gonna like push him in a corner and just like pull out her dress a little bit and just like just awkwardly
Don't look over here.
there.
Oh, jeez, my shoe's untied. Gregory, like, bends down behind the dress cover and just, like, whips out his journal and, like, bullet
very
notes
inappropriate.
everything that just happened real quick. Just, like, as quickly as he can write everything down. He is, like, the page is literally on fire. He's writing so quick. He's blowing it out.
Did you at least bring me a drink for this?
Yes,
What
yes.
are
Here,
you doing?
here, it's right behind you. Just hold one moment.
Why
Just
can't
hold
you
on.
write this normally? Oh, jeez.
He finishes writing and just, like, slams the notebook and tucks it away. He's like, okay,
Are you in trouble?
there's some shit going on here.
Listen, maybe you should give the notebook to me. I know it's your precious notebook, but if you're hiding behind my dress right now, you probably shouldn't have it.
Oh, shoes tied, all good to go. Then he'll like flip to a page and be like, read just this page, don't let anyone see.
All right.
It's my conversation I had with the brothers, stuff that my encounter I just had with Nia as well. I documented that, like, scary, small but scary. Knows where I work? Question mark?
You should not have this. I'm going to rip it out. She's just going to rip the page out, whether he stops her or not, and just stuffs it, like, in her bra. And she's like, okay, this is staying with me because you cannot be caught with this. You're doing really stupid shit, and I don't want to clean up your blood later. So maybe you should just have a low profile, because if that woman is already onto you, I have a bad feeling. Just enjoy
That's why I
yourself.
said cover me. I've been trying to keep a low profile. I thought I was doing pretty good.
Who did you talk to so far?
I've only talked to that Geist gentleman. The brothers of the bride were sitting near me and her father, so I just leaned over.
You just went right to her family.
They were right there. I mean, they were having a conversation right next to me. It was hard not to join in.
All right. Yes. Well, get some drinks, eat some food, go hang out with that Geist fellow. He'll just be your secondary cover. I'm sure he's fine. Ask about his shop, whatever the fuck that is that he's so obsessed with.
Right.
Maybe he's a story. He said he was close to the bride. You can get your scoop that way.
Right.
Right, make friends with the secretary. That's what I'm doing here. I'm going to go meet some very important people by just being friends with a man whose wife just died.
Oh, that's terrible.
Listen, so we're both on jobs here. I'm doing this for you. I'm getting you information. And
Okay.
partially me, but somewhat you.
Don't lose that sheet. And don't let anybody see that either.
I mean, I would eat it, but then you would lose it, so I'm just going to, like, leave it where it is and hope for the best.
Right.
Right, now go before they catch on to you talking to me, and we're both in trouble.
All right, drinks. And I'll, like, kind of pretend to stumble over the chair. Oh, jeez. Oh, excuse me. Next. Good to see ya.
Yes, please take care, my friend. She'll just go back to the Urkow. Listen, that was a whole embarrassing ordeal. I know you're watching every bit of it. He is far, far gone. I just told him to go take a seat. I don't know what to do, but I think he's not going to cause any trouble.
Well, I should hope not. I mean, the speeches haven't even happened yet. To be that far gone already is quite
Yes, I
the
know.
accomplishment.
It's very embarrassing. I'm truly sorry for that.
Oh, no matter.
So, off we go. You lead the way. I will be your support. You got this.
As Hosea starts to approach a Robier foe, former president, the elf who has been in politics for hundreds of years, one of the very central players in Dirge politics. Nix, you're approaching with him, but you both quickly realize that there's an air in the reception courtyard. There's an air of silence and anticipation. It seems like people are quickly moving to find their seats as the father of the bride is standing in his chair. He is a halfling, so he needs the little boost to get everyone's attention.
Standing
He's
on
like-
his chair.
Right. And he's gesturing for everyone to take their seats to let the structured part of the reception get underway.
Okay, well, it seems like we can't now. Maybe take a quick second to introduce yourself and then realize suddenly that it's time to sit down. So make that quick introduction so he knows who you are, and then just be like, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. I think we have to go back to our seats. And then just like the quick. Then you're on his radar.
That's very good. Yes, I like that. And so he'll hurry up to former President Foe, who is surrounded by armed security. they've got their hands on their guns, but not like ready to pull the trigger, right? Just like saying like, obviously you shouldn't try anything.
Right.
And Hosea will kind of bashfully reach his hand out. Arobier will hold up a hand like, that's close enough, respectfully. And Hosea will just say, Mr. President, former president, I'm sorry, I don't know actually the right way to address you. President Foe, my name's Hosea Long. I'm from the Montevideo Hospital. I'd love to speak with you at a later point if we could, but I know they're about to. Anyway, wonderful to make your acquaintance, Mr. Sir. And he'll shuffle away.
Before he shuffles away, former President Foe, fellow elf, it is an honor to make your acquaintance. I do hope we can speak later. I just would love to pick your brain about your life experience and how I might be able to replicate it myself.
Could you make a charisma check?
Sure. Can I use savoir-faire?
Sure. Yeah.
Nice.
That's a 17.
Okay.
She's trying to present herself much more important than she is.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially more important than Hosea.
All right. Yeah, with a 17, President Foe nods. He says, "It would be a pleasure to speak with you at a later point. Obviously, the ceremony is about to begin, but find my assistant afterwards and we'll get something on the books."
Oh, wonderful. What's your assistant's name? Just so I know who to look for.
Instant assistant.
Oh, shit, I need that.
Stephen.
It was the pause for me. It was the pause for me, dog.
I will be sure to do that. Thank you. I guess we must be getting to our seats. It seems like the excitement is about to begin. Maybe a dance later. And she will excuse herself.
I look forward to our future conversation.
Well, should we find some seats then? Or do you just want to go and decompress? You look a little overwhelmed. Maybe get another drink.
A little flustered, yeah.
Okay. You know
I'll
what?
catch
Why
up with
don't
you
you
after.
go back to the bar, take a breath, refocus. We got this.
Yes. We spoke with the president.
I know, right? See, I told you we'd get places. And she will make her way back to the table and sit right next to Geist and be like, "Did you see me talk to the president?"
I was remarkably impressed. It seems you've made so many friends, so many acquaintances. I did not know you were so important. Apologies for how I must have come off earlier.
Yeah, you should apologize.
Well, I have.
Dexter Coriadine, the father of the bride, stands, dings his glass to get everyone's attention, and he says, "Friends, it is a great honor for each of you to be here, for all of you to come here on this, the day of my daughter's wedding. Thank you all for attending, and I look forward to hearing what everyone has to say. We will enter into our formal and guided portion of the reception. Please, as long as you maintain a reasonable volume, feel free to go and fetch more drinks and snacks as well. But at this point, we will hear from the bridal party. And all of us will hear from the bridal party next week. This has been The Ties That Bind. Jump into our Discord, discord.gg/mythcraft, to discuss the episode. Let us know what you thought, what you would do in this situation. Check out patreon.com/quasi-real-publishing for a variety of subscription tiers and rewards. And until next time, keep crafting those myths. Well, now that narrator or whoever signed us off, I can actually get to the important business of thanking our heroes, our legends, and our new patrons for joining us at this wedding. Angela Holmes, Daniel Trout, David Roraff, Jesse Fishcrab, Corey Griffin, Luke McWilliams, Michael Porter House, Ryan Scripter, Sunshine Castleford, Tom, Alfredo Estuar, Amy Hodgson, Aurora Higley, Dan Rush the Lanky Man, Eric, also Eric Haste that is, Felipe Schmidt, Happy Lee Reading, I see what you did there, Jay Toledo, Jason Horovax, Jeremy Black, Kate Kearney, that sounds like an Irish name, Kyla, Chris Jackson, Kelara McPengy, Logan Johnson, Lorelei Redfern, Nick Hebden, Nightrath, Roger McEldowney, Roger Perky Jr.
That's my dad.
Keep going, Da. You're doing great.
Nix, Sebastian Antonson, Serena Caruso, Sean McBride, Storm, and Tarandul. Thank you all so much for your support and for your attendance at this wedding.